Okay, it's starting, and I'm going to try. Okay, where's the sign? I'm going to try what my cousin taught me. Oh, crap. How do I reverse the image? Tools. Nope. Is it that one on the far left?
Yeah!
Yay! Now we're right. Okay, thank you. Thank you to my cousin, Courtney.
Was that Courtney Alban?
Yeah, Alban. I think you pronounced Alban. But can we do it this way, or is that no? We learned that's not right. You have to do it long ways. So I'm gonna have to lower it. All right, I'm gonna get my wine. I've earned this glass of wine today. Keep them entertained, honey, until I get back.
Okay. Let's play Name That Tune.
Should I shut the door? Oh my goodness. I'm gonna drop it. Hold that please while I get down. Thank you.
Whoa.
All right, so we got this as one of our wedding gifts. Isn't that cute? Somebody gave us a bottle of wine that says Kellie and Alan. And we're Kellie and Alan. There I am. Now I'm in the right way. I don't know what to do.
The big pour. Look at that.
Well, I saved up my calories today.
That's the hearty pour.
I saved up my calories because, well, I guess I'll save some of this for the podcast. Yeah. We are literally flying by the seat of our pants. We ain't got a plan. Hey, Timo. I wish there was a way we could do this. You know what? We might be able to use Emma Kelly's iPad, and that way you'd be able to see more of us, right?
I don't know. Our video is. We need to ask the engineer Don. He'll know. I
don't know what to do here. Should we try to get Emma Kelly's iPad and then log back on?
No.
Just don't worry about it today.
Not at this point. Well, this. We should have been doing this.
I know.
An hour ago.
Oh, we screwed up. All right, well, it's not about watching us. We're not recording yet, the podcast.
And if you point the phone at you, you're going to see you.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to get the sandwich sign in. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, now what?
Well, to get the sandwich sign in, you got to point it this way.
Okay, so we're just not on the camera. Why do you look so happy?
There, babe.
We can sit closer, but then we block the sign with our heads.
It's okay.
And by the way, big-headed woman married a big-headed man. It's the truth. Yeah, big-headed people.
Oh.
We're sitting on the floor. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, we're a little wheels up. We haven't started recording yet, though. So, babe, see, nobody knows to come to this site.
Baby, I'm trying to get people over to the Sandwiches from Lovin' Facebook page. Alan's very upset that we didn't do this on my public page.
Well, we're very happy that the people that are here, but
he wants a lot of people.
But there's not many people here. So
but I think, in my opinion, it's better to have just us because we can all get to know each other better. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Kelly, chill. It's all good.
Kelly, chill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the one all keyed up. You're the one that's been panicking. I'm not. That's why I'm drinking my wine.
Look how keyed up she is.
I bit my tongue this morning.
Great to get you.
I bit it. I got stuck in traffic. It was so... I need to lean this way because I'm used to leaning.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just keep half my head out of the frame.
Well, you lean in it too. So I took the wrong turn coming home. And I literally took about 20 minutes to go 200 feet. I was so beyond frustrated. I was 30 minutes late for my daughter's parent meeting at school tonight. It was just frustrating a little bit. But I've had a good day otherwise. It was a great day. You know, I'm healthy. I wasn't involved in that 4-car accident I saw on the tollway earlier. That wasn't me. So there's that blessing.
Oh, yeah. A lot of bad things going on in this world.
I have so many calories left over that I didn't eat. I could have this great big glass of wine and hopefully still drop a pound by tomorrow.
Kelly's back on the PAL. She's back on the Fitness PAL.
I'm back on my Fitness PAL because, well, I guess we should start recording the podcast because this is stuff we're probably going to talk about on the podcast. Okay. Where'd my microphone go? All right, let me see here. This is so incredibly wheels off. If we don't have a lot of people watching, Alan wants me to do it back on my other page. But I was trying to get everybody to come over here. You see what I'm trying? I'm trying to, I don't know. I'm trying.
It's a start. We have a few people here.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter because the podcast is the podcast.
Why can't we see anything? We need to get rid of this.
Hit the X on the bottom right. No?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Well, now you're going to be reading messages.
No, I'm not. It's hard.
Hey, Grayson.
It's Grayson.
I need to buy some stuff from you, don't I? Because that's what family does. We buy our stuff we sell from each other. Who else can we say hey to while we're here? Laura, Nanny Laura. Nanny Laura, this is your old room, and now it's the mini man cave.
Mini man room.
Mini man room. It's not really a cave.
Yeah, it's very cave-like.
When are we going to finish decorating it? I don't think the gray curtains are going to go in here that you... Alan's trying to reuse a lot of stuff he brought from his apartment, but I don't think the gray curtains are going to go. What are you drinking?
Iced tea.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
sweet
tea vodka?
We have a...
Is it sweet tea vodka?
No.
No, it's really iced tea?
We have an audience from all parts of the country tonight. This is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Bro Ridge, Louisiana. Fayetteville, Louisiana. Oh, sorry.
Cindy's
Lafayette.
there, honey.
Sorry, Lafayette.
Cousin Cindy's there.
Cousin Cindy. Bossier City.
Hey, Cindy.
Yeah, I'll put the snake vase in the man room. It's the best.
Please do.
The best vase we have.
Please do put it in the man room.
Is it, babe, it's 8:06. We need to get this going.
I know, we're live on the Facebook page, but we can start the podcast recording whenever we want.
Yeah, that's true.
So Laura's in South Carolina tonight. Why?
I panicked.
Are you close to Florence? Let's see. Charleston, Illinois, Stevensville, Texas, New Orleans. Well, if we get too close, then we can't see. Yeah, this is hard. But this is good. That way you can't read it. Because Alan reads the comments. Timo's in Albuquerque.
Alan reads the comments.
Well, I am now because we're not recording.
Exactly.
Coppell. Hey, Sandy. All right, so Magnolia, Arkansas.
Wow, from everywhere.
Sherman, Texas. Yay. Can we see a tour of the man cave? Yeah, there's not much. You want to show them the man cave real quick before we start doing the podcast?
I mean, there's not much in here, really. We'll give you a tour here in a second.
Yeah, we'll do it.
All our stuff's set up like we like it right now.
Yeah, we're sitting down. It's hard. It's hard to get up.
Nancy. Woohoo. Tyler,
Tyler.
Texas.
Okay.
Melinda. She's Tyler Rose.
Let me just see if this is, let me get this recording. We're going to start the podcast now. Honest to God, we don't have a plan. This is going to be the most wheels off podcast we've ever done.
No, it's not. It's going to be good.
It's going to be fine. I should probably drink a little bit more of this and then it'll be really fine. We might do a little, oh my gosh, what am I sitting on? We might do some singing because we have to do some filler.
We might do a little picking and grinning.
Because we have to fill. Talk into your mic, babe.
Testes, 1, 2. Testes,
that
1, 2.
That is the oldest joke in the world. So old, which is why you do it. It's not funny at all. No, it's not funny.
Testes, 1, 2.
It's not funny. I've been in radio my whole life.
I know.
I'm telling you that's not funny.
Well, I'm sorry. It's funny to me.
All right, good. Because you've been in radio a minute. You've been in podcast a minute.
Wow. I just got the smackdown from.
No, you know what? You and I have been in podcasting the exact same amount of time, baby. We were on even playing ground. That's true, right?
That is true.
And this is, I don't know what edition of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', but I'm Kellie Rasberry Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan.
And this is our podcast, A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. And we're so thankful that everybody's here. We've got people watching us on our A Sandwich and Some Lovin' Facebook page as we record this live.
We decided to go live on our Facebook page to try to build some buzz.
Yes. But we want people, to listen to the podcast too. So we love people joining us on Facebook Live, but we hope they also, go to iTunes or Google Play and you click that little subscribe button so you get a hot, fresh new episode of A Sandwich and Some Lovin' every Thursday.
Fresh. Piping fresh.
Hot.
Piping hot and
Piping
fresh.
hot and fresh.
Yes.
Every Thursday morning. And I'll be honest, I have never really listened to other people's podcasts except for like a few that our show members do, on the Kid Craddock Morning Show.
Yeah.
And so I didn't know what we were like compared to other podcasts. You know what I found out, honey?
What'd you find out?
We're pretty darn good. We're pretty much right there with everybody else. Just two people, maybe more, sitting around rambling.
Yeah, we're going to do some scatter shooting tonight because as the other night we had no plan. I don't know, maybe 2 podcasts ago.
I had a plan. I was upset.
We have even less of a plan tonight.
No, my plan was venting how upset I was over Anna Faris and Chris Pratt's marriage ending, and then how upset I was about Rachel the Bachelorette picking Brian.
Yeah.
So I had a plan, was just to share my feelings.
Well, do you have a plan tonight? I don't think we have a plan tonight.
No, not really. But I will tell you this. One of our podcast listeners saved us.
How's that?
Courtney from Connecticut.
Yes, Courtney from Connecticut.
Yes.
Hold on, I'm not comfortable on this floor.
You get comfortable.
Well, you keep going.
You want
Just
to
keep
sit
going.
on a pillow?
No, I'm good.
That's what I did last week. Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm going to do this.
Maybe we can both fit better that way.
There. I'm going to do one of these.
Okay, so anyway, Courtney from Connecticut, we asked people to email us at podcast@kellyanallen.com. But she circumvented that, and she just went straight to me because she wanted to make double sure I saw it.
Well, how did she do that?
Because I tell my email address all the time.
Oh, that's right. Courtney from Connecticut?
Courtney from Connecticut. That's the way I said, we're going to credit you because you are giving us show material, and we appreciate that so much because not every time, we don't have something.
Very
like
few
tonight,
times do we have something.
I'll tell you, I just had a very
big bag of nothing.
I've had a very long day. It was just a very long day, and it wasn't a bad day. It was just except for when I was caught in traffic, literally 20 minutes to go about 200 feet, and then I decided to get off on a side road, and it was a dead end. And then I had to turn around and go back that same 200 feet, which took me 20 minutes to go north. It took me like 20 seconds to go south. It was seriously that bad. So anyway, that's beside the point. No, you know what people don't like to hear is you complain about anything, and especially traffic.
Well, you're doing a lot of that.
I know. Now. I'm just telling you. I just had a long day, but I knew we had to do it.
But it is frustrating.
It is frustrating, and that's why I'm drinking a really jumbo glass of wine. It's red and it's good. And I'll tell you why I'm drinking it, because I have 400 calories left for the rest of the night that I can do it and not feel guilty about it.
You should go for it.
Because I'll be honest, listeners of A Sandwich and Some Lovin', I went on a diet before the wedding because I had to fit in my wedding dress, which literally had to be stretched. I'd never heard you could do that before, but the lace, the lady, she could let out the lining, but she couldn't let out the lace. She had to stretch it on a block. Mm-hmm. And by the grace of God and me starving myself the last 3 or 4 days before the wedding, I got into it. I could sit in it. I could walk in it. It was great. And then we went on the honeymoon, and hashtag off the diet began.
Oh, yes.
And it's been 7 weeks or so since we got married,
mm-hmm.
and I've gained back every pound I lost. And that was really, I was disappointed in myself, but not too terribly discouraged because I know I can do it now. I used every excuse in the world before, like I'm getting too old, counting calories and carbs and stuff doesn't work for me. But you know what? It does. Counting calories works. That's what worked for me, and I'm going to do it again. I'm using the MyFitnessPal, and I've got a goal of losing 1.5 pounds every week. And there you go. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
And I have 400 calories left, and I'm going to choose to use them by drinking wine.
That is the longest I've got 400 calories on having a glass of wine set up I think I've ever heard.
Okay, baby. Well, how would you waste your 400 calories?
I need a Snickers. I don't know.
Well, you can do that if you have been doing MyFitnessPal.
But I'm not counting calories.
But I am.
So what are we talking about tonight?
Well, Courtney was really great. Courtney from Connecticut. She sent me an email and she said, "Hey, I've got a really great idea. You know that game, it's not like a game, it's like that TV show, What Would You Do? And that guy, that really sexy, older Latin man, that I can't think of his name right now, he does it. And they put up cameras like in diners, and they set people up and put them in these weird scenarios, like you're sitting next to a table where a man's yelling at a woman and he gets up and goes to the bathroom. What would you do? Would you try to intervene? That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm always, if I ever get caught in that show, I hope I do the right thing, but how do you know? Until you're really put in that situation, what would you do? So Courtney, what she did was she gave us a bunch of hypothetical situations. So we really don't know exactly what we do. We can guess what we do. We'd like to think we'd handle it in the right way. But she gave us some scenarios, some for me and some for you.
Right.
Okay? So Courtney from Connecticut went to all this trouble, and I think we could honor her by doing this tonight.
Yeah, I think it'll be fun. Now, before we do this, I just want to make one thing, or ask a question, I guess.
Okay.
So, we previewed some of these.
Yes.
And she will set up a scenario, a hypothetical. Well, in some of these scenarios, I mean, it would never happen, but that's beside the point.
That's beside the point.
That's beside the point, right?
Because, like on that TV show, I guess some of it could happen. Yeah, but that's beside the point. Some of this could happen.
But a lot of it probably wouldn't.
A lot of it probably won't happen, but we can assume, what if it did?
Yeah.
What will we do?
I don't know.
That's the premise of Courtney from Connecticut's game.
Right. Okay, so we're just going to go through these. I think the first one's for you, actually.
Yes.
The reason I have them on my phone. That's why on my phone. I had my wedding ring on tonight.
Again, this is for the podcast, and they're not watching the podcast.
I just said I have my wedding ring on tonight,
okay.
babe.
Just thought you were doing that for the webcast.
No. Okay. For Kelly. Okay, so here's the first scenario. The ridiculous hypothetical scenario.
Why does it got to be ridiculous?
Because that's what she said.
Oh, okay.
For Kelly. Emma Kelly comes to you at age 18 and decides that she wants a tattoo. Mm. And unbeknownst to you, Alan has already designed it.
Oh.
How would you react? And would that reaction change if the tattoo was dedicated to you? Alan comes to you and says, because of the popularity of the podcast, he wants to quit his job.
Wait, no. You're supposed to let me answer that first one.
Well,
that's the second one.
Well, they're all together here.
Well, it just didn't give a space.
Oh, okay. So that ends at the tattoo was dedicated to you.
Right.
Well, it all ran together in one.
I know, baby. I understand. Okay. So what would I do? See here, look.
Okay, let me summarize since you jumped in there and.
Baby, you were.
Emma Kelly comes to you at age 18. No. Age 18 and decides she wants a tattoo. Unbeknownst to you, Alan has already designed it. How would you react, and would that reaction change if the tattoo was dedicated to you?
Well, it would. See, now she threw in a bunch of curveballs, because if my daughter comes to me at 18, let's just take first case, part one of that scenario, and says, I'm getting a tattoo, and I don't care what you say. Well, at 18, she can legally do that, right? Well, at 18, if she's able to make those grown-up decisions, I'll be like, well, you're grown up enough to take care of yourself and your bills. So if you're able to pay for everything on your own, including your rent, your food, your car payment, your health insurance, you can do whatever you want to your body. That would be my first reaction. But then you throw in the part about you designing the tattoo, and that makes me have to stop and pause for a minute. And then I would have to have a conversation with you. What were you thinking? That would be my part two of that conversation. What were you thinking? And are you now going to support Emma Kelly? Because I have just officially cut her off because she's getting this tattoo, and now her food, rent, car payments, health insurance, that's all on you, baby. That's what I'd say for part two. Number three, but it's dedicated to me, which is super sweet. Right?
Yeah.
So this is where you keep throwing these curveballs. It keeps changing my answer.
That's where the scenario is tough, because I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do that unless I asked you first. Like maybe she came to me and said, will you design me something? But I just wouldn't design a tattoo.
Right.
Because
you do tattoo art that goes on people's walls. Like I got that tattoo art for you for the wedding framed. Some tattoo art is framed. It's not necessarily put on the body.
Right.
So
I drew Emma Kelly a tattoo. Well, I drew her a picture that I gave her for a wedding gift.
Right.
For a bridesmaid gift.
Right.
And I gave Brooke the same picture. I drew two of them.
And it was tattoo art, but it's framed.
Yeah, it was a rose and it had a nice inscription or whatever. But
y'all would have to live with me and my angry self for a long time if y'all went into cahoots and did that. Okay?
Cindy says, preach.
That's the way I feel about that.
Okay, so now that second part is still for you. Are you going to do something for me?
Sure. You want to go back and forth, or you want to do them all?
Yeah, let's do back and forth.
Alan, this is really crazy, and we're going to have to do a separate podcast on this. Things we found out about each other since we've been married.
Oh.
Because honestly, we did not know each other that incredibly long before we got married.
No.
We knew each other a year when we got engaged, and less than 6 months after that, we were married. So literally, we haven't even known each other 2 years. And so about a week or so ago, we'd been married 5-6 weeks at a time. I found out that Alan doesn't like bananas. I had no clue. No clue whatsoever that you didn't like bananas. And I don't know how we went that long without that coming up, but it didn't come up. So anyway, that's the premise of Courtney from Connecticut's next hypothetical situation. Okay, Alan, since you hate bananas, how would you react if Jerry Rasberry, that's my daddy, your father-in-law, shows up for your birthday with some banana mush mush and insisted you eat it? What would you do? Now, let me just describe banana mush mush for those of you who didn't. There's a video of it on Kid Nation, Kid TV. My daddy takes bananas, a little on the overripe side, not brown like you make banana pudding, but like a little on the ripe side. He mashes them in a bowl with a big scoop of peanut butter, a big scoop of jelly, grape is preferred, and Duke's mayonnaise. And he mushes it all together. My daughter loves this stuff, and it's called banana mush mush. So if my daddy shows up with banana mush mush for your birthday and says, Alan, because he's tried to get me to do it, I won't do it. So what would you do?
I don't like hurting people's feelings when it comes to birthdays, and if they do something special like that, you know, like there are a lot of different examples I could give you of how maybe my mom gave me something for a birthday or for Christmas, and maybe it wasn't exactly what I wanted, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to appreciate it because she put some thought to it and gave it to me. So if
we're talking banana mush mush.
So if your dad came to me and, he was so happy about this banana mush mush and he wanted me to try some and it was my birthday, I would do it. I would do it.
Look how good you are.
I would, though.
My daddy asked me to do it, and I won't do it.
No, I would do it. Now, it would make me gag.
Yeah, that's
because
bad.
Banana makes me want to dry heave and puke.
Well, what if it's all mushed together with peanut butter and jelly and mayonnaise?
This does not sound good, but I would try it at least. I would definitely try it.
Well, I will say this. Duke's mayonnaise is the best mayonnaise in the world. Shout out to all my Southern girls. We know the secret.
That is country.
We love it. Nothing better than white bread with a bunch of Duke's mayonnaise and sliced tomatoes, salt and pepper. That's the best thing you'll ever put in your mouth. The best thing you'll ever put in your mouth.
I'm sure about the rest of that.
Okay, it's my turn.
Oh, okay. Well, can
That's
I
the part.
over your shoulder here?
Yeah, can you see that far?
Yeah, okay. So for Kelly, Alan comes to you and says, because of the popularity of the podcast, we have a whole 175 people here. Because of the popularity of the podcast.
That's not the podcast. That's the Facebook Live.
The Facebook Live. You're throwing me off, babe. Alan comes to you and says, because of the popularity of the podcast, he wants to quit his job and join the Kid Craddock show full time. Amen. How would you feel about that? And would you just add him to the cast or replace someone else?
Okay, well, here's the thing.
Funny.
People think I have a lot more power over the Kid Craddock morning show than I have.
Amen.
I don't have that kind of power that I can say, oh, we're bringing my husband on and he's going to be a part of the show.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of power.
I'm not sure we're going to do that, Kelly.
Now, if you came to me, a more, now that we're doing the podcast and stuff, and you're like really excited about it, you really enjoy it, don't you, baby? Except for maybe tonight.
No, it's fine.
It's kind of irritating.
I enjoy tonight, too.
Irritable tonight. But, if you came to me and said, I'm going to quit my job so I can devote it full time to promoting the podcast, getting sponsors for the podcast. By the way, if you're interested, email us.
We have space. We
have tons of space.
We can promote your product.
Yes, we can. We'll wear your t-shirts. We'll wear your hats.
I'll drink a coffee mug with your logo on it.
We'll do all that stuff. If you wanted, I want you to be, I would be nervous and I would be worried a little bit, but I would try my best to support you. Honestly, I don't have the power. I just don't have the power to get you hired as a member of the show.
All right, let me just say something.
But if I did have that power and that's what you really wanted, I would probably strongly discourage it, because it's one thing to do a podcast with each other once a week for about 45 minutes. It's another thing to work together every day. I mean, like when I worked with Kid on the air, we saw each other. He saw me more than he saw his wife, because he woke up with me. He came, got up out of bed. He woke up with his wife, whatever, and came to work. But, it was me that he had to deal with for 4 hours. I was like his show wife. And then after the show, what are you looking at me like that for? I'm just saying that we were together a lot. And so I was like, I don't know if we could do that much togetherness, babe. I love you very much, but that's a lot.
All right, let me just say one thing in all seriousness. This is a funny scenario to think about, but the people who are on the show are there for a reason, and they're very good, and they've done it a long time. So this is kind of silly to think about, but it is a funny thing to think about. But not for 1 minute would I ever think of doing something
but
like that.
Maybe you might say, hey, this is a sandwich and some loving things, got some legs.
Yeah.
What if you did that?
Well, I just want to pay respect to the morning show because those guys on the show are very good.
They're never going to hear this. Do you think they listen to our podcast?
No, they don't listen to it.
No, I ain't listening.
Well, that's fine.
You can say whatever you want.
That's fine. They're my man. They're my man.
All right, so this is for you. Thank you, Courtney from Connecticut, for these scenarios. We appreciate you so much.
The rip is good.
Oh, here's a good setup because this happens. Kelly comes home annoyed from work one day.
Oh.
Because Big Al confesses he's advertised and sold tickets for Alan to perform at the Mat for 3 nights of magic shows without asking first. Now, because his bar is struggling, he can't afford to pay him, but he thinks it'd be good practice for Alan. What would you do? Oh, this is for you.
Right.
Wait, are we doing it for me?
Well, I thought you were reading one for me, but...
Oh, that is for you. I think I did 2 in a row for you.
That's okay.
That's okay. Well, I'll tell you this about Al, Big Al. He does this kind of crap all the time. And I love Big Al, but he does this kind of crap all the time. I mean,
if Al has turtle racing, it's not a stretch to get a magician in there.
That's not the premise, but he'll, one day he'll come to me and say, hey, Kelly, you and I are going to lunch.
Give me Big Al.
I don't do fake Big Al.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Kelly. Hey, Kelly. You and I are going. I can't do Big Al. I can't do it. We're going to lunch because I auctioned us off to have lunch with this school. And we're going to lunch with this mom and their 17 kids. I'm like, what? He does that kind of stuff to me all the time. Or he'll say, my birthday party. He'll plan my birthday party at his bar without asking me. The first year he did it, I got mad. Because I'm like, he never even asked me if I wanted my birthday party. Or he had Coolio come in and perform at my party. I said, I don't even know Coolio.
Hey, babe.
Kelly and Coolio was my first birthday party.
Hey, babe, can I jump in here for just a second?
Oh, yeah, this is your scenario.
This was actually for me?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm saying, to get to my point, this is not outside the realm of possibility. He might do that to you.
Okay. Can I answer my question?
Yeah, you can.
I would do it for Al.
Why?
Because if he asked me to do that.
I do it too.
Yeah, I'd help him out. I'd help a brother out if he needed a magician there.
I'd do the same thing.
Do a little walk around magic? Sure. That's no problem. I love doing that stuff. That'd be no problem. Okay, one for you.
Oh, I was right, because you did the popularity of the podcast, so I was right. So now it's your turn again. That's right. I was right.
Okay, one for Kelly. Let's see here. How about...
Alan is serious?
Alan is serious about getting in shape. Yeah, these are hypotheticals. But because you quit the Couch to 5K app, true, he is thinking of asking Jenna to become his workout partner. Kelly, what would you say?
No. I'd say no.
What?
No. I'd be back on that app.
What?
Actually, that's funny that she brought that up because I did just start back on the Couch to 5K because that's one of the things on the bucket list for 2017. And, babe, do you want to work out with Jenna? Do you know how hard she works out?
I've worked out with your trainer, Angela.
Yes.
And she works out hard.
Yeah, but Jenna works out really hard. She does boxing and stuff and flipping tires and stuff.
Yeah, I mean...
Do you want to work out with Jenna?
No, this is for you. What would you say? This isn't about me. It's what would you say?
Well, I wouldn't be thrilled about it.
Why?
I trust both of y'all. But, I'm still a chick with my insecurities.
I was happy to see this one come up because I have a story, and I don't think Kelly remembers this. So
I remember everything.
No, I don't think she does. So I'm going to tell a story here, okay?
All right.
So when we first met, we met on Bumble, as a lot of people know. So we met on Bumble, and we swiped each other, and we connected, okay? So we had connected, but it was right after we had connected, and we had been chatting and texting a while, but we hadn't, And I think we had even met in person, but both of us were still on Bumble. So it was very early in our relationship.
Yeah, you got off Bumble first, by the way.
I got off Bumble first. So
I was keeping my options open.
So, we had been out, I guess, maybe one time, and we had been texting and talking a little bit. But I was still in there swiping around, just like Kelly was. Well, I came across
Jenna.
Jenna Owens in there.
Yeah. I'm surprised you were in her age range.
Well, I went all the way down to 18. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. So that's
I'm surprised you were in hers, is what I said.
Oh, I'm not that old.
How young did you go? I went 10 years younger.
Wait a second, let me finish telling my story.
No, how long did you go?
Hold on,
went 10
you're
years
throwing
younger.
me off. Okay, so I came across Jenna in the app, in the Bumble app. So I saw in her profile that it said, works at the Kid Craddock Morning Show. Now again, some of you may or may not know, I didn't listen to the show at the time that I had met Kelly, so I didn't know who all was on the show.
But you didn't know my name and stuff. So
yeah, I knew Kelly's name, but I didn't know Jenna's name. But I saw that it said worked at Kid Craddock Morning Show. So I shoot off a text over to Kelly, and I say, hey, I just saw kind of an attractive woman that works at the...
No, you didn't say that. What'd you really say?
I said, hey, do you know Jenna? Is she a coworker of yours?
Oh,
because I saw her...
I know Jenna?
I didn't know y'all's relationship. I said, do you know this girl Jenna? It says she works at the show.
So you're telling me that after you
Can I finish my story, please?
It's so hard for me not to talk. Go ahead.
So I asked her, do you know Jenna? It says she works at the show. Kelly says, yeah, she works at the show. Why don't you swipe right on her, and then maybe we can do a bit?
I did not say that.
That is exactly what she said, and I probably have a screen capture of that somewhere. That is exactly what she said.
I don't remember that.
You said, why don't you swipe right on Jenna, and maybe we can do a bit.
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that. She conveniently
and like you went out with me one time and didn't listen to the show right after that and knew Jenna was on the show. So, you want everybody to believe that scenario.
So...
Because everybody looks everybody up before the first day.
So everyone's going to wonder, well, Alan, what did you do? Did you swipe right? Did you swipe left? I swiped left just because...
Better swipe left.
Jenna's very pretty, of course. Everyone knows that. But you may not know that Jenna could be my sister. She looks like she could be my sister. And
How's that?
I don't date girls that look like they could be my sister.
She doesn't look like your sister.
She has olive skin. She has dark hair. My sister has olive skin and dark hair.
She's a natural blonde.
Well, she's not blonde.
You're just trying to make me feel better.
Oh, whatever. I like...
You like pasty redheads.
I like really creamy redheads.
All right. Quit calling me creamy. Everybody knows that's code for fat.
All right, so that's my story.
All right, I don't like that story.
Well, that is a true story. That is a true story.
I don't remember that story. Honestly, though, I was told that I have many symptoms of Hashimoto's. All right, so
I don't know what that... I had to ask Emma Kelly what that meant, because I didn't know.
It's some of the symptoms, I can't remember anything. I have short-term memory loss. All right. The mini man cave is almost complete, but Alan has one last request. A full wall mural of him playing on stage with Metallica. Would you let him get this painted? Yes. It's his man cave. He can do whatever he wants. That's easy. Let's move on.
That's an easy one. Let's move on. For Kelly. Babe, that was for you.
Oh, wait.
You read the one.
That was reading for me. Oh. Darn it. Okay, so I'm reading one for you now?
You guys you're not this wheels off in the morning. Why are you so wheels off now?
I'm tired. Let's see. So this one's for you.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. This is a good one. This is a really good one.
Okay.
Thank you, Courtney. Is it Courtney? Yeah, Courtney from Connecticut.
Courtney, Connecticut.
The Dallas Cowboys have made the Super Bowl. Well, won't that be something?
Well, I hope so.
And Alan,
Go Cowboys.
You have scored 2 front row seats.
Okay.
Right at kickoff, Kelly comes down with horrible food poisoning. Do you stay and watch the game, or do you accompany her to the hospital?
Is your mom there?
You have 2 tickets.
Horrible food poisoning?
Horrible. So bad I have to go to the hospital.
So does that just mean like really bad diarrhea?
Do you want me sitting on the front row? with bad diarrhea?
That is a tough
Really,
one.
what would you do? I think I know what he would do.
That is a tough
I
one.
would feel horrible about it, and I would never forgive myself for getting sick, even though getting food poisoning technically isn't your fault unless you eat something expired knowingly.
That is a tough one. That is a tough one. I have been a Dallas Cowboys fan since I was knee-high to a grasshopper,
That's
babe.
true.
Back in the day. Roger, Drew Pearson, Tony Dorsett, those guys. Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys.
I know.
My wife has
Food poisoning.
explosive watery diarrhea.
Oh, that didn't say that. They just said food poisoning.
Food poisoning. I think I would have to accompany her to the hospital. I mean, I couldn't just let her leave by herself.
You would.
That's really bad.
You'd be mad at me.
Although I'd be so defeated.
Yeah, you'd be mad. It'd be bad.
Ugh, I'd be so defeated.
I'm sorry, honey, in
It's
advance
okay.
for what hasn't happened.
But Kelly goes like once every month.
Oh,
so
don't tell that. Why are you telling that? Why are you telling that? That's horrible.
Regular.
Are you saying I need a good bout of food poisoning? What the hell? I can't believe you said that.
Sorry, babe. That's not good either. You need
Why
to,
would you tell that?
You need to be more. You need to be more regular.
Everybody needs to be regular, but they don't need to know how often I go. Oh my gosh.
Maybe once every 2 months.
Oh my God, stop it.
Okay, go ahead. What's next?
Okay, this one's for Kelly. Okay, so you can read that one.
Okay. For Kelly, you're at a Christmas party and one of Alan's friends comes up and tells you the reason he missed your wedding was because a few years you gave him...
A few years ago.
Okay, a few years ago you gave him bad love advice on Love Letters to Kelly. He blames you for his marriage ending and said if he has to pay child support, then he's happy you wasted money on a plate for no one. He says not to tell Alan. What do you do?
I tell Alan. I'm not going to not tell you. I feel bad about, his demise of his marriage and stuff, but, people can either take your advice or if somebody asks you for your advice and you give it and they decide to take it or not, that's one thing. If you give advice about being asked, that's another. But he asked me for my advice and I told him what I would do. It did not work out for him. But then he didn't show up for the dinner. And let me tell you, we had quite a few people who decided just not to show up for the dinner. Didn't show up for the reception, and we had to eat the cost of those dinners.
And didn't
the bar
even
tab.
send a text to say they weren't coming.
Didn't say they weren't coming. Didn't say kiss my butt. Didn't say sorry, not sorry, nothing. Not a word. And didn't send a gift on top of it to make up for it. Okay, I'm glad I got that off my chest, darling. But we did have that happen quite a bit, and that's very
This isn't, not to be serious guy here, but this is an interesting question. One thing about Kelly and I is we pretty much share everything, every conversation. A lot of
my pooping schedule. Oh my gosh.
But no, we share conversations like this. Every day. If somebody comes to her and says something, she tells me.
We tell each other everything.
If somebody tells me something or texts me something, I tell her. So we're very open with each other. So she would tell me if somebody did this to me, I would tell her.
Yeah, you tell me. Let's see.
Okay.
Can I do any more? Blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do that one. Blah, blah, blah.
Is this for Alan? Oh, the next one's for Alan.
Oh, here's one.
Okay.
This is kind of cute because this would be kind of revealing.
Okay.
Not like in a bad way, but in a kind of fun way. JC and Kinsey announced they're having a third child, which we all think they are.
I think Kinsey's on here, maybe. I saw
Kinsey, are you on?
She popped on a minute ago.
Well, the thing is our boss man George made a bet with JC that if Kinsey gets pregnant this year, they have to name the baby after George. So it'd be like Georgina, Georgette, Jorgina, Jorge, George, something like that. So if they want to get pregnant, they better wait till 2018. But anyway, okay, so back to the scenario, which has not happened, but what would you do, Alan?
In this scenario.
JC and Kenzie have announced they're having a third child. Since you two aren't having any more children, I'm very sad about that. I'd love to make a baby with you. It'd be so pretty. They have asked you to help name their child. What name would you pick? That's always fun, is naming a baby.
Oh, wow. That is so personal, naming a baby.
Yeah, but what's like the name that you didn't get to name a child? Like you had a name that you love that you wish you could name a child.
Yeah, gosh. I don't. There's not one name that pops out off the top of my head, but my kids' names are. They're not real popular, but then they're not. They're not real strange either, like North or Apple or anything like that.
Right.
You know, but they're not. They're not on the top 10 list of popularity each year. So those are the kind of names I like, and I like short names, not 5 or 6 syllable names. Mm-hmm. That's just me. Everyone's got their own preference, but that's just me. So if I was helping JC and Kinsey name a baby,
and you have to consider the last name,
Chavez. Yeah, and if it was a boy,
and you know they're like C names.
Yeah, definitely something masculine for sure. You know, it's a girl, something feminine. That's just what I prefer. My daughter's name's Brooke, so short, not real popular, but not real strange, I guess. My middle son's Cole Allen. Cole, real short. And I always thought that sounded like a movie star, Cole Evans. And then Dylan, which I always thought was just a cool name, Dylan Evans. So
that didn't help at all.
That doesn't help at all.
Kinsey and their dilemma.
I don't know what the name would be.
I know a girl back home in South Carolina. Her name is Chapin. Do you like the name Chapin?
Like Harry Chapin, the singer?
Is it Harry Chapin?
Man, it's in the 70s. I'm showing my age there. But
Chapin.
Chase.
Chandler.
Channing.
Well, then everybody think you're naming after Channing Tatum.
Big Chan Tatum.
You know, my niece and you. What? Channing Tatum does not do anything for me. I know, but see, I didn't see Magic Mike. But male strippers don't do a lot for me either, as a general rule.
Yeah.
But you know what name I really like is my niece's name, Landry. And you being a Cowboys fan,
yeah, that's a
Landry
really cool name.
Would be a cool name too.
That's a really cool name. I'm not very helpful here, although
thinking of baby names is so fun.
Yeah, you know, when back in the day when I was married and naming babies,
you were married before.
Yeah. We never told anybody the names because
people will steal them.
We didn't want any input. So we didn't tell parents, we didn't tell grandparents. We just picked the names and went with them. So I guess at the end of the day, you just pick the name you like, and who cares what anyone else thinks?
I had Emma Kelly's name picked out since I was in 6th grade. So it didn't matter. I knew my daughter was going to be named Emma Kelly. So that was just done.
There's some good names popping up on the Facebook Live. Jackson, Lakin, Collins.
Lakin's pretty.
Yeah, there's some neat names there.
All right, well, that was fun. Thank you, Courtney from Connecticut. I really enjoyed that.
That was really good. That was a fun exercise, and hypotheticals are.
Yeah, you know, you never know.
Through,
what are you really going to do? That's the thing. What would you really do?
Well,
you don't know until you do it. Everybody likes to think they'll be a hero. You know, if there's a bad scene going down, you want to think you'd be the hero. You'd be the one standing up. But I don't know if I would be. I'd probably be the one that freezes and don't know what to do. I don't know what I would do.
You would probably react the way you're built to react.
How have you seen me? Okay, the only kind of panic situation I've had recently is when your son was with me and gashed his head open on a slide at a indoor playground, and I was extremely calm in that moment. And then when I started to kind of lose, you know, kind of like get like really upset, thinking, "Oh my God, his mother and you were going to kill me." I think I was pretty calm in that scenario.
Yeah.
But I wasn't like a superhero or anything.
Well, when you called me, you weren't.
I was very calm.
You weren't screaming or panicked.
No.
You sounded concerned, but you didn't sound like you were in a panic, which was good because if you panic, what's everyone else going to do?
Panic.
They're going to panic.
Yeah, you got to stay calm. But like everybody, like men, like they sit around the bar and like, oh, if I was there, I would have.
Is that what we sound like?
That's what you do.
Is that what men sound like?
If a man came in with a gun, I would just grab that gun and point it. You know how men are.
That's what we sound like?
That's what you sound like.
Yeah. All right, babe. Well, are we going to finish this thing up, or are you just going to drink wine?
Did you want to? Are you judging me?
Okay, chug-a-lug.
Was that you judging me?
Okay.
Well, I had a whole. I mean, I've still got a lot left.
Okay, chug-a-lug. I guess we can.
I still have that's probably a good 100 calories. That's not even 100 calories of wine.
We can try to do this. This is going to
here's
be
the thing.
real interesting.
Alan loves to play the guitar and have me sing along.
I do. I love it.
Okay, he's got to get this pulled back up.
I love it. Here, hold
and
this
the first time we did this on Sandwich and Some Lovin', we actually rehearsed it a few times, and we sang the Backstreet Boys, which was the song I walked down to at the wedding, which was As Long As You Love Me.
As long as
that's my favorite Backstreet Boys song. And Alan wanted to sing again tonight because here's one of those nights where we don't really have anything planned for the podcast, so let's just fly by the seat of our pants.
Don't tell them the song. See if they can.
So I'm like,
see if they can figure it out.
Well, they'd be able to figure it out as soon as you start playing it because it's so popular. So anyway, literally, we have run through this song one time.
This is going to be so bad.
Number one. Number two, we ran through it before I started drinking my mega glass of wine. And number three, we don't know how we're going to end it. So that's the problems we're facing.
And number four, I don't have anybody to hold the mic.
Well, okay. So what I'll do is I got to have the words because even though I know the word, even though I know the words to this song, you know how it is when you're drinking wine or when you're at the karaoke bar. Okay, honey, why is the screen so dark with the words? Can I turn it up?
Move the mouse.
What do I do?
Just move the mouse, babe.
That doesn't work. Okay, I'm just going to trust that this is dark enough, or light enough for me to see. This is so exciting.
You ready?
I guess so. Is the mic too close? Is that
I don't
good?
know. We're going to try it.
We're going to try. Please forgive us. We're just working this out, and you are here to see how we do.
Okay, ready?
Yes. Is this my intro?
No.
Oh. Now? No? One more? Here we go. It's all the same. Only the names will change every day. It seems we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Sometimes I sleep, that's my fault. Sometimes it's not the days. The people I meet always go their separate ways. Sometimes you tell the day by the bottle that you drink. And times when you're alone and all you do is think. I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive. Dead or alive. Dead or alive. Dead. Oh, we're gonna do it one more time. Dead or alive. Dead or alive. That's literally the second time we've ever done that, babe. That wasn't too bad. We forgot how we were supposed to end it.
We were picking and grinning.
Picking and grinning.
All right.
Yay.
Well, that finishes up.
That was so fun.
That finishes up a sandwich and some lemon.
That makes up for me. That makes up for me not having anything prepared, doesn't it, baby?
Yeah, you were good, baby.
Thank you. I love you so
did
good.
real good. She's a good sport. I like to play, and
Did you
she's
hear
a
that?
good singer. She's a
I
good
want
singer.
that to go down on record right now. That Kellie Rasberry Evans was a good sport.
She's a very good sport.
Thank you,
she
baby.
She does all kinds of things.
I do things for you that I wouldn't do for anyone else.
That
That's
you
the
don't see.
truth.
So, anyhow, well, this was fun, babe. We'll
It
go
was
ahead,
fun.
We'll go
Thank
wrap
you
it for the night.
Thank you, Courtney from Connecticut, so much. Because without you, honestly, we would have just sung Dead or Alive, and we would have called it a night. So thank you, and thank you to everybody else for your nice comments. We're getting such positive reviews on our Facebook page and on the podcast. You're giving us 5 stars and stuff, and so I really appreciate that very much, and I know you do too.
Yeah, it really does make it fun for us to do this when we see that people are having fun and they enjoy it, right?
Yeah, and we were talking, and we've had a lot of people last week on the podcast. We were saying we'd like to maybe do some sort of cocktail party and it's a happy hour at some point and get to meet some of you because some of you, we talk to you so much we've never met you, but we feel like we know you anyway. It's kind of like a weird fun thing, but we'd love to do a happy hour, and we've had some people say they might even fly in for it.
Yeah,
I mean, not too far. I mean, like Southwest Airlines It's not that expensive, right? So we're going to really have to think about doing that. I like that.
I'd love to do that. I want to get out and meet some people. Meet some of Kid Nation and some of these people. We see their name. I see their names all the time.
And truly, I feel like we know.
And I feel like I know them, but I'd really like to meet some of these people. So
let's plan that sooner rather than later. And of course, we'll keep you posted on the podcast. But you can please go to iTunes or Google Play and click on the podcast A Sandwich and Some Lovin' and subscribe, so you get a new podcast every Thursday. And then you can follow us on Instagram.
That's right.
Everything's under A Sandwich and Some Lovin' with no G on the end of lovin'. And Instagram, Facebook page. We don't have a Twitter. We don't have a Twitter. We don't need a Twitter.
We don't have a Twitter yet.
No, we don't really. It's not really necessary, but. There you go. We'd love for you to follow along. Because, Alan, you're so good about keeping stuff updated on that. And I'm trying to keep up with you.
I try to. All right, babe. Well, let's finish it up. Good job.
Okay. Thank you, baby. You too.
Well, in the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich. Bye.
Bye. Okay, that's the end of the podcast.
That's the end of the podcast.
All right, let me turn that off. All right. Now, we can answer some of your Facebook stuff for everybody that hung around. And thank you. Alan was really worried about doing it on the Sandwich and Some Lovin' Facebook page. But I wanted people to find out.
People, but
well, I mean, but the ones we had, we love.
Were the good fans, the good friends.
Well, Nancy in Topeka, Kansas. We were canceled in Topeka, Kansas? You can stream the show. You can use the iHeartRadio, and you can listen like out of Kiss FM in Dallas, because that's where our home station is. You can listen to that, or you can. I'm trying to get it where you can see both of us. Or you can do the Kid Nation webpage. Stuff loops there all day. We will come back to Myrtle Beach. Rachel Whaley Boren. We're actually thinking about doing our first family vacation with all of our kids there next summer. Hey, Grayson. Oh, she wants the story. Do you know about the story about Bon Jovi buying me a thong? Mm-hmm. He's heard that one. Yeah, John Bon Jovi, years and years and years ago. I was still in my 20s. It was a long time ago. And he came to Dallas, and it was just him. And he was just doing a radio station tour. Anyway, I don't think I'm telling too many secrets, because this is a long time ago. This is like 2 decades ago. But he loved going to strip clubs. And I went to a steakhouse in Dallas. It was me and about 10 other men, all in the radio industry, and Kid. And John's like, where are we going? We're going to the men's club. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to go home for the night. And he said, no, you're coming with us. And because I'd never been to one. And he took me to the strip club, the men's club. And he had me sit right next to him. And he was going to pay. This is awful. I can't believe I'm telling this. But I've told it before. But anyway, he told one of the girls he was going to give her a tip to dance for me, and she said, I don't dance for girls. And he said, well, then dance for us. And he put his arm around me and pulled me in next to him, and he held me while she danced for both of us. And at the end of the night, he bought me a pair of panties, which I can go get them. I'll do it another time. I don't feel like getting them right now. But anyway, he bought me a pair of thong underwear as a souvenir, and he signed the little tag that came with it, and he said, wear these and smile. And it's a poodle with a pearl dog collar, and the pearl leash goes up to the side of the panties where there's a big ribbon. And that's my poodle panties. And the receipt says ABC Industries or something, because men don't want women to know they've been to a strip club. And so when it shows up on their receipt, it never says the men's club. It says some steakhouse or something. Debbie wants to be hooked up with George. Well, George is very married and very happily. I've never really worn those. I still have the tags on that thong, Cindy. I haven't worn those for anybody. Yeah, Amy Cole Queen. She says we give her hope about dating after 40, babe. Honey, I'm going to tell you, I dated more in my 40s than I dated my entire life. I had a blast in my 40s. Alan got me at 50.
49.
49, but he married me at 50. Oh, Teresa. My advice on love letters to Kellie convinced her to get out of her miserable marriage. I will forever be grateful. Aw. Life is just too short. And I'll tell you what, when I ended my first marriage, or when it was ended for me, I was devastated. And I just got the best advice from my dad. It's like, you know, a lot of us get married and we say, well, we got married in a church and we got to honor our commitment. But what if that wasn't God's will for you and you did it anyway? Does God expect you to honor a commitment you made that wasn't what his will was for you? Because I 100% believe Alan was God's plan for me. It just took me a while to get to him. And if I'd met Alan earlier, he wouldn't have put up with my crap or made me a better person. Right, baby?
Got that right.
But we both had to go through what we had to go through to get to each other. So there's that. Do I know of any other good men who are single, Debbie? Well, that's the thing. It's like, I know single men, but some of them I wouldn't set up with anybody. And some of them you have to set them up with the right person. Because just because two single people, women are the worst matchmakers. Because women will take two single people and smash them together just because they're both single. Men are a little bit more logical about it. They're like, there's no way I'd set him up with her because she's not his type. Or whatever. But, yeah, I've got one guy I'm trying to set up this Friday night, actually. It was so random. Is it okay if we just keep talking on Facebook Live, honey? Are you okay? All right. I don't want to be disrespectful to him if this is it's not too late. Okay. And I've still got a little bit of my 400 calories of wine to drink. So last Friday night, I was meeting girlfriends out for dinner, and I was an hour early, which never happens. But it was one of those situations like where I can either run a couple of errands and be late, or I can just put off the errands and be early. So I made the decision, because I was still #off the diet, to go sit at this bar, this new restaurant we found that we just absolutely love. So I was like, I'm going to go have a dirty martini and sit at a bar by myself. While I was sitting there, and this man came up, and just, I engage a lot with people. I just think it's weird to sit next to somebody and not talk. That's just weird. So we started talking, but I let him know very quickly, I'm showing the ring, I'm married, my husband, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, he was very nice. He's very charming. And so I am going to set him up with somebody this Friday night. How about that? And I don't even know him, but he seemed nice enough. But see, that's just what I do. I want everybody to be happy. Cindy said we should sing more live because she likes it. I'll need one a little older, turning 60 in a month. Yikes, can you help, Suzanne? Suzanne, you need to get on these matchmaking sites because, I hear, and I felt the same way for a long time. I hear from women that say, I want to let it happen naturally and organically. Well, what are you doing to make it naturally and organically happen? You go to the grocery store, but you're not engaging with anyone. You go to church every week with the same people. You're not getting outside of your normal routine. So, and online dating is becoming so acceptable now. Everybody's doing it. Savannah, I don't know anybody in Savannah. Sorry. I wish I did, but you should get on Bumble because everybody's on Tinder. It seems like there's so many people on Tinder, and Bumble has a little less people. So you could do both. You don't have to just do one. Shreveport, Louisiana canceled their streaming with the show. They're streaming? Maybe it cost them money. I don't know. Molly, we go to, if you want to know what church we go to? We go to Parkway Hills Baptist Church. If you're in the Plano area, it's the church on the tollway with the big dome. Next vacation, go to Savannah, Georgia? Maybe, but we're going to do maybe a family vacation because I think we might have the hookup on a house on the beach, I hope. Brian, is that Brian Rogers from, I went to school with Brian Rogers, just joined? Thank you, Crimson. Crimson's a good C name. We were just saying C names if JC and Kinsey had another baby, Crimson. She said, this is the best Facebook Live event she's ever been to. Blah, blah, blah. Kelly's had a little bit too much wine. Let's see. Paula's been listening to Kid Craddock in the morning show forever. Shannon Ivy appreciates your background music, babe.
All right.
Hey, Brian. How are you, Brian? You're married again, right, Brian? Are you doing good? Jennifer E. Barb-Lassane, married my first love 23 years later, met back up at church. Church is a great place to meet someone, but I'll tell you, my cousin, long time ago, she went to the same church her whole life and knew all the guys in the church, so she had to make the big decision to leave her church home to go to a bigger church where there was a bigger dating pool, and she ended up marrying a guy. They've been married for years. Sometimes you just got to change things up. If you're doing the same thing over and over and getting nowhere, you got to go outside your comfort zone. Sing one more song tonight. I missed most of the first one. We don't have anything else prepared. Good, Brian. I'm glad you're doing well. Baby, do we have anything else to sing?
Well, I mean, I can play a lot of different things. What do you want to sing?
I know we can go back and do the Backstreet Boys again, but we already did that. That is cousin Lori, Cindy. You know exactly who I'm talking about. Lori did that. And she's been married, this great guy, for like 30 years now. They got babies and everything. But you got to get out of your routine, you know? Y'all, I don't know what else to sing. I don't want to sing One a Dinner. What is that?
No.
I don't know the words to that.
You can sing that over and over.
I don't want to.
Go ahead.
I don't know that one. Do you know 2 Tickets to Paradise by Eddie Money?
2 Tickets to Paradise.
You'd have to look it up. Alan can play stuff, but he has to look it up. Yeah. Won't you pack your bags, we'll leave tonight. One of my biggest regrets is I've never seen Eddie Money in concert. Now he's probably too old to do it. I don't know. Thank you, Jade. Guns N' Roses. I Got You, Babe. But see, Alan doesn't know how to play just everything. He has to look it up online. What is that? I don't know the words to Paradise City. I've not sung a Britney song yet. Only thing we sung is Backstreet Boys, and tonight we did Bon Jovi. Stevie Nicks. I love Landslide, but I wouldn't do that really. Have you heard the Stevie Nicks version of, you're making me think, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, you're making me lose my train of thought. Stevie Nicks did a version of, oh, honey, I can't think when you're playing that other song. It's a song by Dave Matthews Band. Oh, I can't think when he's doing that. So I'm out. If you can think of the song that Stevie Nicks does by Dave Matthews Band. Now you should just to piss me off. It's show you Crash Into Me. Crash. Do you know Crash by Dave Matthews Band?
I ain't playing Dave Matthews. It's hard.
Aww, the cranky sleepy baby is calm because we're talking. Crash Into Me, Brad. That was it. Have you heard Stevie Nicks' version of that? It's really good. She said that, I think I saw her in some special where she said that she wishes that's the one song that she would have written and recorded. I love that song. You're So Vain. Alan, I don't know if he knows any of those. What do you know that I know? Nothing.
I know a lot of things you know.
What? Cindy, Alan sings loud. I asked Alan if he wanted to join the church choir with me, and he said no.
I said I'd think about it.
Say think about it, which means no. But it's fun to sit up in the church choir. You get to see what everybody's doing in the congregation. We got a great new pastor, Josh Allen. He's so good. He's like a professor of the Bible, like a doctor. Deborah wants to do a happy hour at Big Al's Bar, which is fine, except it's just so far from us because we live in the suburbs now. So if we can do a happy hour at like Legacy West or the shops at Legacy, that'd be really convenient for us. Yeah, Crash Into Me, that was the song I was trying to think of. What's that?
What's what?
Billy McDowell! Oh my gosh! Billy McDowell, I went to, his mother was my, like, daycare keeper.
Whoa.
Miss Chris. Dinner with you in Plano, September 20th. Shelby wants us to go to dinner with her September 20th in Plano. I don't know what we're doing on September 20th. Maybe. Who let the dogs out? That makes me cry. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're not doing it in my house. My house doesn't have room for everybody just yet. Mexican Sugar's fun. He's playing More Than Words right now, yeah. Remember when I sang on stage with the cute guy? That was Curtis from... Was it The Long Kiss Goodnight? The Last Kiss Goodnight? Yeah, I love it. I think we sang... I forget what we sang. Back Where We Belong, maybe? He sang Pictures of You. That was their like one-hit wonder. That was really fun. There are single men in Dallas, Debbie. Took me a while to find Alan, but he was in the suburb of Richardson. Despacito, no. I'm not singing that one. Isn't everybody sick of Despacito already? I close my... I don't know the words.
I'll bet one you know.
What? I don't know that one. You'd think I know these, so I don't know them. It's pretty, but I don't know the words. Hey, Ashlyn! Since you've been gone. Yeah, that'd be fine. Al sings that all the time, Kelly Clarkson. Alright, well, we're probably going to have to wrap this up pretty soon. Anyone else have any questions? Because we're going to have to go pretty soon. I would sing another song, but we haven't rehearsed anything. Yeah, but I don't know the words to Hotel California. Welcome to the hotel. Sing out loud if you're going to sing it.
I don't know the words either.
Yeah, we don't know the words. Debbie, you should broaden your Bumble further and expand your age just by 2 years both ways. 2 or 3 years both ways. I did 10 years younger, 10 years older. So, and Alan ends up being 4.5 years younger than I am. Pam, I need to go get George's ashes. I kind of like compartmentalized that. It was so awful when my dog George died. I can't even begin to tell you how awful that was. Because he was at the vet all day. All day. And he was there all day. And literally I pick him up and I go to my car and he picks up his head and he can't even move his head. He's trying to lift his head to look at me. I'm kissing on him. I'm like, something's wrong. I run back in and he's dead. I've just had to compartmentalize that because it's just too, I can't even. Sherry, I don't know if we're getting a new puppy or not. I mean, it's just like, it seems almost disrespectful to George in a way. And another way, it's just like, you know, we have so many changes in our life right now. To have to, I don't know if I could go through another puppy right now. I'm not saying I'll never do it, but just not right now. Alan, what age range did you do on Bumble? They want to know. I did 10 years older, 10 years younger.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yes, you do. What did you think you did?
I didn't go much older than me. I mean, I think I went
to... you at least went 4.5 years older.
Well, I think I went to 50 was the oldest I went. I don't know. I can't remember. 35 maybe? I can't remember.
So I just made the cutoff, people. Alright. This is very chill. What is that? Oh, you promised them a tour of the man cave and then we can go. There's really nothing to see yet. Congratulations, Shelby. Sing the song you just sang? You want to sing Dead or Alive again?
No.
No, he doesn't want to. He's over it. Alan and I have never done New Orleans together, Denise. We should do that. You know where I really want to go? Canada. Banff. I've seen pictures of Banff, and it looks really great, so I'd like to do that. Yeah, Debbie. Try going 10 years over and 10 years younger. That's not too extreme. And that's think about it, that's a 20 years age span you can choose from. Jody, what did we have for dinner? She wants to know. I had an apple that was probably the least flavorful apple I've ever had in my life. And then Jif had some maple. It's not peanut butter, it's maple spread. And it was on sale in Target in their clearance section. And I was like, I'm going to try that because it was the same calories as peanut butter, like 190 for the 2 tablespoons. So I had the maple Jif and a flavorless apple. What'd you have? Oh, Alan went to lunch today and because he was by himself. And he had a steak, fancy, for lunch. And
was it Chili's?
Fancy chili steak, and they didn't cook it to his liking. So the manager made right by him. Thumbs up. Chili's gave him another steak, and he brought it home and had that for supper tonight.
Now, I didn't complain.
No, you didn't.
The waiter just came over and said, cut into the steak. I cut into it, and I like it medium rare, and it was medium well. So I cut into it, and I'm like, well, it's medium well, but I'll just eat it because I'm in a hurry. And he goes, are you sure? And I said, yeah, it's fine. So I was eating it. And then the manager comes over maybe 10 minutes later and says, I'm so sorry. I have a new cook and I'm working with him. And here's a steak.
Stuff happens.
Here's another steak for you. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's like awesome.
So we're not complaining about Chili's. We're saying thumbs up.
Yeah, they did a good job.
Because they did right. That's the thing. Stuff happens. So he had steak and I had a flavorless apple and maple spread from Jif. It was on sale at Target. Same blouse, yeah. I'm drinking, actually this, somebody wants to know what type of wine I'm drinking. This, one of the couples that came to our wedding gave us a wine gift basket for the wedding. And they went and had these labels made for it. Isn't that cute? Ooh, I'm trying to get in front of it. Cheers to swiping right. Isn't that cute? That's our wedding date. And it says Red Rock Winery. So it's a California Merlot. Bold flavors of blackberry and raspberry complement the supple tannins in our Merlot, creating a well-rounded wine with a smooth velvety finish. And it's really good. I've enjoyed it. Hey, Lacey. Excuse me. Lacey has Loose Lips and the Childbearing Hips podcast. If y'all would like to go and download that and subscribe. Lacey's a lot of fun. And Lacey edits all the commercials I do. And some days I'm better than others, Lacey. And I'm sorry today I wasn't that good. I kind of screwed up a little bit. Nancy wants to know if we're coming back to Lubbock for a tech game.
Yeah, we should go.
When are we doing that? When we went I'm going to have just a little bit more because we're still talking. So, I'm just having a little bit more, babe. And he's telling y'all he's drinking tea. There ain't no tea in this house. He's drinking sweet tea vodka is what he's drinking.
Wasn't sweet tea vodka?
What was it? Where'd you get tea?
There's a Rip Van Winkle.
I was drinking Rip Van Winkle. I knew you weren't drinking tea. So anyway, yeah, I'd never been to Lubbock before, and on the road trip, Alan, we stopped at, we were going to go to some barbecue place or something somebody recommended in this little halfway point. What city was that? What town? Seymour. And we drove right past a Dairy Queen, and as we were looking at this barbecue place, I said, I've never been to Dairy Queen. And he slammed on the brakes.
Crazy.
Could not believe it. And we turned around and went back, and I had my first Blizzard. And then I got the, steak. I got something with gravy. What did I get with gravy?
Oh, steak fingers?
Steak fingers,
Steak finger basket?
That was okay.
Oh.
But the Blizzard is what I got. I love that.
Toast?
And then we went to the Texas Tech game, and we met some wonderful people. And we actually met the lady who is the head of the Alumni Association right here in the Plano area. And we still haven't done anything with them, and I don't know why. Why haven't we done anything with them?
Things really close to us.
Why haven't we done anything?
Well, we just always... Something happens and we can't go.
Grayson, I was telling, nobody believes it. Is there a Dairy Queen in South Carolina, Grayson? She said she's never been to Dairy Queen either. But the thing is, I lived in Texas for 23 years and I had never been to Dairy Queen. I just never thought about it. We fixed the sign, Allison, because my cousin Courtney taught me how to reverse the image on the phone. I didn't know that. Do you think Big Al is ready to get back out in the dating world? Well, I mean, I don't think he's excited about it. Oh, my teeth are turning purple from the line. I don't think he's really excited about it. He's still kind of going through that stage of mourning, you know? Where is one in South Carolina, Kelly? Because and we didn't have one in Florence. If they've got one now, I'm not familiar with it. And then again, I've been gone for 23 years from Florence. So yeah, so we went to Lubbock and it was great. And I guess we'll go back. The game we went to, it was the homecoming game, and Lubbock got their butts kicked. Well, it was bad.
Texas Tech got their butts.
I mean, Lubbock. Did I say Lubbock? Texas Tech got their butts kicked. But we had so much fun. It was a fun tailgate. Stop it. I can see you in the image. No, Tammy. JC and Kenzie aren't having another baby. That was just a scenario a listener gave us. Grayson thinks there's one at the beach. Billy McDowell says there's one in Latta, Grayson, if you want to go to Latta. That's pretty close. And I get the Blizzard. The steak fries are just okay. They're okay. But get the Blizzard. Yeah. I get the peanut butter cup one, I think. Is that what I get? The peanut butter cup?
Yeah, peanut butter cup Blizzard.
There is one in Myrtle Beach? Well, Latta's closer to Florence than Myrtle Beach. Yeah, try it. Be a fun little field trip for you and Hayes. Poor thing. Is this hip cast still on? That's ridiculous. Chocolate extreme. See, Shelby, I don't love that much chocolate. I like chocolate, but not like chocolate on top of chocolate. It's too much. Fix you up with a Dallas man. I don't really... And that's the thing. Whenever I met Alan, the first, after 2 or 3 dates, the first thing I ask is, do you have any single friends? Because I always want to set up my girlfriends if I can. He doesn't have anybody either. He had one guy, but this guy's still, seeing his wife. We won't talk about that. Come through Abilene next time you go to Abilene. Come to Abilene next time you go to Abilene. Get a short arm. Oh, good. Great, son. I'm so sorry about that. Banana splits are okay, but Alan won't eat a banana split because I just found out last week my husband doesn't like bananas.
Out.
We've been together for 1.5 years and I didn't know that. Yeah, she meant Lubbock. I knew. We're just waiting for y'all. We just love talking to you. It's so fun. It's kind of stalled out now.
Everybody's defeated. They're tired. It's a school night.
It is a school night. You know, I gotta go. Ooh, I gotta go make sure McKelly's going to bed. I'm sitting here with y'all. Will you say goodnight and I'll go say goodnight to McKelly? I need to leave the wine in here though.
You gotta do what?
I gotta go make sure McKelly's getting for bed.
Oh, okay.
If y'all are still talking when I get back, I'll say goodnight, but otherwise I'll say goodnight now. Goodnight. You know how to cut it off if you're done?
I think so. Well, all good things must come to an end. It's late. Well, good deal. It's nice to see everybody. Thanks for listening. Somebody bought Big Al's shirt instead of Kelly's. I told Kelly that shirt, it wasn't going to win. I told her it wasn't going to win. I mean, it's a cute idea, but it's like The Bachelorette is over. It's like old news. So, I don't know. She likes The Bachelorette, but I thought she should do something that would sell some shirts, but she's fine as long as she doesn't finish last. She's fine. Thanks, Shannon. Boy, you know, whenever I see somebody says we love you or I love you, it's really nice. It's very nice of you to say that. Hey, Grayson, I think first day was good. I FaceTimed Brooke, and she seemed to be okay. She's starting to, junior high, new school this year, so she was a little anxious. But I think everything was fine. We spoke for about 10 minutes last night, but yeah, everything's good. Hopefully everything's good with your little guy. Not little guy, big guy. He's a big man. I know Martha Miranda. She should have done shirts with the podcast, but what do I love most about Kelly? Her positivity. Sandwich and some 11 shirts was... thanks, Grayson. That was a cute picture. I agree. Thank you. Yeah, we want to... we're doing the podcast, and people seem to like it, and it's fun to do, and as long as people are having fun, we'll keep doing it. But, we've thought about selling some things or having shirts or what have you. We just haven't done it yet, but I don't know how popular that would be or if people would like that. But, I mean, I could draw something. I guess I could draw something. Thanks for making Kelly cool again. Kelly's always been cool. I didn't make her cool. She's always been cool. Draw your own merchandise? Yeah, that's what I need to do, probably. I could do that. All right. Well, here she comes. Okay, here she comes. Do that bit. Okay, I'm going to bed. Night.
What was the bit?
Huh?
What was the bit?
There's no bit. I was just talking to everybody. Ugh.
Depends on the sandwich. Cheers, kids. Love the podcast. Thank you. Thank you, Laura. All right, we really do have to go to bed. Thank y'all for listening to us tonight, for hanging out on the Facebook, and hopefully you enjoy the podcast. It'll be out this Thursday morning at 10 o'clock Central. So if you haven't signed up, hopefully you do. Go to iTunes or Google Play and look for A Sandwich and Some Lovin' and subscribe so you'll get a new podcast every Thursday. And we'll be back. I think I think this Sunday afternoon at 3 o'clock Central, we're going to be doing another podcast, and we're actually interviewing a relationship expert. And that'll be fun because we haven't interviewed anybody yet on A Sandwich and Some Lemon. So this will be the first. No, we have. We interviewed Deontay after the wedding. So we're going to have another Facebook Live, maybe, this Sunday afternoon at 3. So if y'all are hanging around then and don't have anything to do, 3 o'clock Central, we'd love to see you. I don't know if it'll be here or if it'll be on my public page, because Alan thinks we should do it on the public page instead of the Facebook Live. I mean, the Sandwich and Some Lovin' Facebook page. All right? All right, good night, good night, good night from New Orleans. Good night from Savannah. Goodbye from South Carolina. Peace out to you, Alicia. And y'all have a good night. Thank you so much. We really, really, really do appreciate it. And we'll see you Sunday, hopefully. Bye.